Hi, this is Allie from Allie Cats Crafts. I'm here to bring you a video on some alterations of the Sweeter Than You July 2025 paper pumpkin kit. And I don't do this very often, but it comes with 8 card bases, 2 of each different kinds, so you'll make 8 cards together. And what I've done, like I showed you, is I'm cutting up all these pieces. And I've already made 24 or 25 cards. I think. I can't remember exactly the number. So I have 4 more of my scraps. I still have scraps after this. I think this is going to be the last, but I cannot guarantee anything right now, because all of a sudden I sit at home and I think about it. I'm going, oh wait, I could do that with this scrap. So all of these cards are made out of scraps, except for one, but it's technically a scrap. It was 1/2 of a card base from the kit, and that's this one. So what I did was I'm going to start with this card, and I have 2 circle dies. I don't remember where it's from, but the first one, the biggest one, is 3 1/4 inches, and the smaller one is 3 inches. So I put them together, and when I put them together, what happens is you will cut out this little liner like that, so it'll look like this, and that's what's going to go on here. But then I take it apart, and I take my card base and I glue my card front on, and I put the die on here. Okay, be sure and open it up. Okay, if you don't open the card up, this is what happens. You end up cutting the other side, and it's of no use. See? So, and the first piece, yeah, here's the other piece. It should have went in there. This is my original, and then I took in the back piece here. I just used that to put the new pink one on. So it's important that you don't keep the card closed. I made a mistake and accidentally closed it. So you'll be using these 2 dies. You pick one that's a little bit bigger than the other. You send this one back through, and you end up with this piece right here. Now I needed 3 pieces to go through. So when I made my mistake with this one, because there's 2, the cardstock and this, I used that piece, and then I did my new one to go over the top to match this one, okay? So I wasn't gonna make that card with this, but then I decided, well, it's my last one, I might as well, right? So you have this when it comes out. So then I took another piece of just white paper, and I cut 1 circle out with the smallest die that I had. So that's how I got that one, okay? So you'll need a regular card size base, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored in half. You glue on your piece, which is going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. Glue it on, and then you're going to do your cutting. Open it up, because you want this piece attached to it. The next thing you're going to get your inside piece, which is the part that makes the card kind of spin out. So that's 8 inches, not 8 1/2. By 5 1/4. Yes, 5 1/4. You will then score it at 4 inches and 6 inches. You will take your card, you'll fold it in half, so now it's going to be a 4 by 4, and then you're going to fold it back where that other score of your the 4 and the 6 inches is. Okay, so that's the fold you're going to make. So you're going to glue this on the inside, and what's going to happen is this is going to come out, and you're going to pop it out. So what I want to do first before I glue it in there is I think I want to bring in a piece of scratch paper, and I want to stamp this inside here. Well, this isn't a very big one, but that's okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this old stamp, and it's from Ink Splatters, 1989. That's how long I've had this baby. Okay. Then I'm going to get my strawberry slush ink. Oh, I will be using strawberry slush, I'm sorry. And I'll be using Secret Sea ink. So I don't want this really dark. I just want a background. So I'm going to stamp, pat, stamp off, and then go on to the card. And then go on again. So you're just kind of giving it a little bit of color It's all you're doing. And if you want to go even lighter, you can. See how I'm just doing this towards, this is where our writing space is. So I just want about like that much on there. Just a simple basic card, so when it folds up, it'll fold out. It'll have something on there as opposed to just plain. So I need to close my ink up. Wait a second, I need to do one more thing. I need to, I have two. I don't know how that happened, but I do. I think I cut two by accident. I need to put my center on there. And I'm gonna put hello friend. So I'm going to stick it right in the middle. That's the one I want on there. Just like that, hello my friend. You see my green paper where it was. And then I will grab my little dauber. I want to go around the edges so it gives a little bit of color so it's not so plain. And thank you, Lori, for this. I love these. This is better than the foam ones, I'm telling you right now. It really is much better than the foam ones. I mean, it's just like those brushes, just smaller, and it gets into all those little small spots. And it's good for this because I have more control. See how it looks on there? It's like just perfect around there. Gives it just a little bit of color. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the, what was I gonna do? I had an idea. I think it was the green. Yes, it was the green. Just had to remember. So now I'm going to use this stamp, the little leaf from that, remember that little one from that extra stamp set I had? If you don't remember, that's okay. It's just an extra stamp. So I'm going to grab both of these. So I want this one. It's a 2-layer stamp. So I'm going to stamp off one more time, and then put it on the card. Stamp off. So I want to do it very, very light. I don't want a whole lot. Just so it has a nice color around it. Just like that. Then I'm going to grab this part of the leaf. I'm only going to stamp off once because I don't want it quite too dark. And I'm going to line it up so it goes on there. Whoops. There. Because normally I do it full strength, but I don't want it full strength this time. Just a little bit. See how that's looking like a pretty strawberry leaf? Just a little bit of color. So there we go. So that part is done. And I will get my cleaner out. I'm gonna clean this off because I don't want a mess. I've put my hands in the ink before and I don't like it because then it gets on my card. That's the deal. I don't like it on my card. So there, that one's all, both of them, all my stamps are clean. I'm gonna reuse that other one, so I'm not gonna clean it right now. So the next step, you will take this card base right here and you want to glue it in here. So there's just a tiny bit of an edge, like a, so see how it's a little bit different? Like right there? Just a little edge all around it. See, and this coloring just gives it so it's not so plain. So the next step, you will glue that in there. I'll get my glue. Oops, take out the pen first. My little thing fell off, so I could find it. I have to put it back on. So I'm gonna put glue all around the edges. In the middle. Okay. So now we're gonna grab my card and you're gonna line it up right there from top to bottom. Make sure it's straight. When you get it straight, press it down. So this is a cool card and it does this. So now I'm gonna put this right here because we know that's where it's gonna go. It's gonna flip out. You gotta make sure it's nice and straight. It's important. So you're gonna line up the best you can so the words are straight up and down. Okay, and then you're gonna lift up your card. So now you know right there, you cannot put glue on that side. So you're gonna pick up your thing, put your finger right there, turn it over. You know that you can't go past that spot because otherwise you'll stick it together and you don't want that. So now, you know where that is. So then you're gonna take and you're gonna close your card up again and you got your glue right where you wanted it. And you're gonna line this up so it's nice and straight. Hello, friend. And glue it down, okay? And when you lift it up, that's what it's gonna look like. See? So now you wanna take and put this around the edge. That's what makes it stand out. And that's why I did 3 layers. So it'll be nice and thick to go around. Oh, and I see this little glue didn't work right there. Kind of buckled right there. So I'm gonna put some glue in there. I'm gonna pull it apart a little bit. I did 3 layers here, so it'll be a little thicker. So I want to open this up out of the way. You're going to put your glue on the back side of your circle. Make sure you get all the way around. And maybe I'll do it like this to be safe. So you're gonna stick it on there, get it all lined up, then hold it up, make sure it's in around the edges the right way, and press it down. So you want to get in the right spot. Okay, so you're gonna press it down real good. And you'll see, well, I'll show you in a second, how it's raised up a little bit, and you want that. Okay, and I found my taker picker. It fell on the floor in the last video. Where's that taker picker? And I kept looking, and there it was when I went to clean up for this next one. So see how it's has a slight raise to it? And that's what you want, and that's what gives it a little definition. So watch. So now, see how the difference when you put that around there? Hello, friend. Okay, so let's decorate the outside of the card. So I brought in these things. I brought in the little pink strawberries that I had stamped and fussy cut out. And I brought in these cute little flowers that I found. So I thought I would put 3 flowers up here like this, and then a couple down here, and then maybe put my strawberries right here. So that's the layout I was thinking of, okay? So I'll get my glue. I'm gonna move this out of the way so it doesn't keep popping open. And I'll grab my bone folder and push it down so it's nice and flat so I can do a really good job. Okay, so let's start with the 2 flowers at the bottom. So you're gonna put your glue. And these flowers, they're in my stash. I've had them for so many years. I think I got them from Hobby Lobby, but I don't remember, and I don't know if they still have them. But I used to use these a lot. I love these. I went through my stash and I'm going, I have to have flowers that match this color. And I was gonna cut the ones from the kit, and I decided not to because I found these. I'm looking for my scissors, which disappeared. So here. I was cutting off this little end here, or pulling it off, and it was wrecking my flower, and I didn't want that to happen. So I was trying to get it to look better because it had like the edge on it. And this one's slightly different color, just because, you know, you're bunching them up together. It's kind of nice to have them slightly different. So I'm gonna grab one of these strawberries, put one right there. And I'm gonna get my dimensionals. And let me see, here's my big ones right here. Here's the big ones. And I'm gonna put a dimensional right in the middle of this one. I'm gonna pop this cute little strawberry. And see how pretty that looks when it's down just like that? Move this out of the way. And there's the first card. And you can stamp anything else you want in here. You could do some more leaves over here, anything you want. So that's just the basics. And I'll probably go back and do a couple other little things. So here's the first card. Okay, we have 4 to go, so I need to mosey along for the next one. The next one, I took the hexagon punch, and I had some scraps. This is the hexagon punch. And I punched out several of these shapes. And I brought in some more of those flowers. And I have a white card base. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start with this middle one. Now, I only had one little piece of this. It's like this big. So that's why that one's in the middle. And I think I'm going to put it right in the middle. Now this one kind of requires measuring, but not really. I mean, it'll be okay, trust me. So then I decided that what I would do is I wanted to go with, this is the envelope piece. And I want to take it so it matches up with that, just like that. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna put glue on it right here. And I wanna put it just a little bit away so that it kinda, like it's stepping down, kinda going across that way. I'm going to grab the other checkered envelope part and see it's going to go right here. So I don't have to put glue on this side, just all over here. Now I've had this punch for a while. I've seen other people do a design close to this, and I never did. But then when I saw these little pieces, I'm going, oh, it's about time I do that design. So here I am doing the design, which I didn't know I'd ever do it. So now I'm going to put this one right here. And I just need to put it all everywhere but on that side. And I'm doing it very thin. I don't have to do a lot. So I'm going to line it up the best I can. And I'm going to put the other one up here. Okay. And these are all out of the scraps. I did some embossing in some of these things, and I've had these little pieces sitting there, and I'm going, I have to use these pieces. So I pulled them out and said, this is what I'm making. So this is the other embossing folder of the raindrops. And I turn them upside down. They look like seeds from out of the strawberry. And this one's gonna go right here, so I'm gonna put it up higher. I don't have to put anything on the very top. So I'm gonna stick it right here. Okay, and then this one's going to go down here. And I'll do the top half of it. Okay. So now we have most of it done. So now we're going to cut off these little pieces here. Get my scissors. Being careful we don't mess with the card. And by the way, this is heavyweight cardstock for the back. And it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then these are the hexagon shapes. And if you have extra stuff and you have this stamp, this punch, easy card, just making sure you get them all where you want them to go. I'm going to save these pieces because I might need them to go around the edges to complete the card. So I'm setting them right there. And keep cutting all the way around, get all those little pieces off. There's my little envelope piece. So now I'm going to look at the card. I'm going to go, what do I need to do next? So I think that one would be good there. And let's put this one right here. And I think one up there, which I could put that one, just a little corner. So now we're going to take and finish this little bit off here on the card, and then cut them off, and I'll be done. Well, kind of done. There's other little things I need to do. Put my flowers on there and everything, you know. Put this one right there. And then the last little piece is going to go up here. Then I'll trim off the pieces. Okay. I wanted to make one to show you, but I didn't have enough scraps to do that. So I just had to wait and hope that I did it right. It's always a game, you know, a gamble when you see your picture in your head and then you put it out, but then you don't actually glue it. You're thinking, I'm hoping this will work. A lot of times it does. Sometimes it's just not exactly what I expected. So there's the front of my card, using all the last, pretty much the last of the scraps. There's a couple of extra things, but I don't know. We'll have to see if I decide to do something with that. So isn't this a pretty little front? I thought I saw this, I'm going, when I started doing it, I saw how it looked, I'm going, that looks really nice. I used all the scraps for my leftovers. Well, not all, there's still a few more. So then I thought, I need to stamp something on the front here. So I had something put out. Where did I put it? I had the word somewhere over here. I guess I moved it. Let me look. There we go. Life is sweeter with you. And I think like I said, I was going to do the secret C with this one. I think I said I was going to do secret C with the other one, but I didn't, did I? So I want it nice and dark to stand out. So I'm going to stamp it right there directly on it, hold it down, and let it off. Oh, look at life is sweeter with you. That is beautiful. I love this card. It's better than I thought it would turn out. And just all scraps. That's what's so crazy. It just was scraps. That's it. So I was debating whether to put the flowers on here or the bumblebees. I kind of feel like I need to put a bumblebee right there and then put some flowers on here. Like 3 flowers maybe? Everything has to be in 3s, right? Kind of like that, or I don't know. It's a good question. I am liking the bee for sure, so let's do that. I'm putting right here because life is sweeter. It's like a bumblebee, right? And then maybe a flower there and there. Yeah, I think I like them right there. There. And there. And here. Okay. So now I want to bring out a few little these little pink ones this time, because this is more of a pink card than anything. And I want to put some right here around this little hexagon. Okay? Maybe I'll put one over here too, just because. That's perfect. Get my little pen. Now that I found my taker picker, I could actually use it. I was so sad that I couldn't find it earlier. So that should be sitting long enough. And I started, I think it was right here. There. One right there. Oh, didn't pick it up. One right there. This one's a very pastel one. It'd be a good baby card too. There, that card is done. Okay, so that card is finished. Very sweet and cute. And I'll stamp it in a minute. I'm gonna first, actually, you know what? I know what I was gonna do. Let me just do it. I was going to bring my scratch paper in, grab my strawberry slush again, and I want to do that little bit of stuff on the inside, this little splatter. Just to kind of give it some cuteness. There we go. And when I get ready to send it, I could stamp something in there, and there's lots of room to write. So that's the second card. And I don't know where I put the first one. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to close up my ink, and I will go on to the next one. So this one is my third card. Now, remember that little square that I had? And I kept going, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? Well, I couldn't think of what to do with it. So I decided to do a different kind of card. So I put this out to remind me, I'm going to do this, the splatter for the background for this. Actually, no, not the splatter. I'm going to put this one on. And that was to remind me to do background for this one. So this one, actually, you know what? I want this one. This is the one I wanted. So that's pretty cool, huh? I like that one. So I want to take and just a light something so it's not so plain back there. Put it all over the card. Okay. So now I'm going to glue that right there. And like I said, this is I'm getting down the last of the scraps. I have one more card, and there's not too many left after that. It's very few. So I'm going to glue this down. All the way to the bottom, like so. Then I will take my 3 squares. There was 4, but where did I put the other one? Oh, there it is. It's hiding. I don't need this now. So I'll set this aside. And I will put this one down, and then this one in the middle, because I want the strawberry in the middle, and then that one. So I'm going to start at the bottom. So I had the 4 that were like this together, and the other one is over there. I decided not to use it. And I cut them apart, and I decided I'm going to do this. So this is 1 1/4 inches, and this is 1 1/2 inches. So the first little square is the 1 1/4 that I had already punched out, and then I had the 3 by 3 square, and I cut it up to make it 1 1/2 around each one, or no, this is 1 1/4, and then it's 1 1/2. Sorry about that. The first one is 1 1/4. The second one is 1 1/2. So then I put this one down right there. And see how the background just kind of gives it a little extra instead of just plain white? That's what I liked about this. And go straight up, just like that. And then this is going to go right here. And that's the seeds that I embossed, that couple pieces of paper, and I'm using up that one too. And this piece is, and everything will be down in the description box. 2 1/2, I think it's by 3. 2 1/2 by 3. So I'm going to put that right here. And then I have another one that is 2 3/4 by 2 2/8. It's going to go right there. And this is where I'm going to stamp what I want to say. And it's going to be, let me find it. Where is it at? I was thinking hello friend, or life is sweeter with you, or just because you're special. I think I'll do just because you're special. And I want to do that in Poppy Parade. And I was going to stamp out some more strawberries, and I forgot to. Just because you're special. That is really cute. Oh, whoa, there was a hair on that. I better clean that off and try that again. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's do that again. just because you're special to me. Nice. That's better. So look, I want to show you. I'm going to show it up real close so you can see. See how the just is messed up? That's where her hair was, and I took it off, and look, now it's beautiful. Turned out perfect that second time around. So I will grab out my little, where's it at? Strawberry. Nope, that's not the strawberry. I have it over here somewhere. I have all my things on blocks. See how they're all right here? I have my flour. Everything's on there. And I know my strawberries on one of these blocks. The question is where did that block go? There's those ones. There's that one. I always keep it right there unless I moved it. Let me look. Oh, wow. That strawberry is missing in action. Well, I know it's on one of my blocks. The question is where is it? That's not it. That's the leaf. That's the flower. Well, you know what? Here's the top of the strawberry. Huh. Well, just gonna have to go without the strawberry. I wanted to stamp the strawberry on this. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put some leaves on here. Use the garden green, like some strawberry leaves, and just leave it at that. And then I will do something else. So, I'll do just a bunch of fun leaves on here for fun. Just like that. No big deal, right? So let's glue this down. And I have something else I'm going to do to it too anyways. So it's all good. Glue this down right here. And I used to get stuff from Stamps of Life. And these strawberries, I've had these, I can't tell you how long, a long time. She goes out, I used to do the card kit, so I've decided that I'm going to use these strawberries. They're felt ones, so I figured I could put one right there, and then one right on top, kind of like that. So we'll use those strawberries right there. And then, you know the little strawberry, let me get this one off, this is the one I want. Ugh. I'm gonna cover up this strawberry so they all match up. So there you go. That's that card. And I almost didn't use these, but then I couldn't find my stamp. I guess it was meant to be. So now we're going to the fourth card. Now this one, I had to do a lot of figuring it out because I really, really wanted to do this card. So, I'm going to do this one, and also, see I had this one strip, and this was two different strips. See where the line is? So I had to tape it together so I could use that. So what I'm going to do with this card is, this piece right here, see I took one of my scratch papers and I figured it out. So I wanted to do a card that kind of went like this. So I took and laid out papers and I measured until I got it right. So the first one is this one, which is 1 inch by 4 1/4. And I want to glue it right here. You know what? I'm just gonna pull off this tape. I'll just pull off this tape and put some glue right here. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here, leaving about a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And then this one is a part of the envelope, and that's going to be the same way. So I'm going to push it down now that I know for sure it's the right spot. And I'll take my envelope piece. I think I have 2 more envelopes that I could actually cut up. But I might just send the cards in that. I'm going to put that one down. And then I'm going to put this one down. And they all should match up pretty good because I measured it. No guarantees though, I'm telling you right now. But I do the best I can with my measurements. And the smaller one is 1 3/4. No, it's 1 3. 1 inch by 3 inches. Sorry about that. And the other one is 1 by 4 1/4 inches. There. So then I took my die, and this is the one I used, and I cut this out. And this is another Stamps of Life, but it's the one that Stampin' Up! Has. And I'm going, I already have them. I don't want to buy it, so that's why I didn't. And I, use what you have. So this is 1 3/4 by 3 inches. Now, if you don't have any dies, you could just cut it out, okay? Do not fret over that. So this one I'm going to stamp on here. Life is sweeter with you. So tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to put it right there. Life is sweeter with you. A little bit down. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, you know what? No, it's okay. It looks darker. I think I used green ink with it and forgot to clean it all the way. But it still looks nice. I'm okay with it. Just sad that I did that. Here's my strawberry. Ah, it fell off the pad. That's the deal. So gotta clean this off so I don't have any more mistakes. That's crazy. I can't believe I did that. So now I'm going to bring in this green stamp again of just the little tops, and open up my green. Cannot believe I just did that. Wow. Yeah, move that powder out of the way. And do the same thing with this. Just kind of move it around. Want to bring in some right there. I really like it at the top. So there we go. I'll clean this one. Nice and clean. So now I'm going to get my dimensionals, and I will put them in the corners because I want this to pop up from the rest of the card. And then get a little tiny one for the middle. Doesn't need a full one. Move this out of the way. I'm going to need these 2 strawberries. Those in the trash. Line this up so it's right in the middle. It pops up. Now I have my little strawberries here. One's going to go there, one's going to go there. I'm going to put one down flat. So So it's kind of hanging off a little bit. And I'm going to get a dimensional. And I'm going to put this one right here. So I'm going to only dimensionalize 1/2 of it. Put glue on the second half. Move that out of the way, throw it away. So that's going to be dimension. Oh, I did not do, I should have done it on both. I don't know why I was thinking only half, because I glued that other one flat. That's okay. I'll grab a little one, stick it on my ticker picker, and then we'll just slide that under there. There we go. So there's that one, but I'm not quite done. I have a couple flowers. So I think I was going to put one up here. Wait, what about that bumblebee up there? Oh, well, you know what? I have to use the bumblebee. Since I am using the last of the stuff, might as well, right? And then I'll put the 2 little flowers down here. Because that's what I kind of wanted to do in the beginning, was the flowers down here. Oh, that's not sticking. Put a little more glue there. There we go. There's that. Okay, and now I think I want to bring in some red diamond dots on here. So I think I'll put one right there and one right there, there, and there, and there, and there. Let's put one right there too. Just felt like it needed one. Maybe one over here. The thing about this is diamond dots, you get a lot of them. So it's okay if you use a lot. And I like, the more the better, the more sparkly, right? So I'll start up here. Oops, let's pick up the diamond dot first. Yeah, it's set up long enough. I started to think that, oh shoot, I didn't let it set up long enough, but I guess it did, because I was talking. All right, this is looking really good. I love this kit. First, I didn't think I would, but it turns out I keep coming with more ideas and more ideas. And that's the best thing, is when you come up with more ideas, that means you like the kit. And I love the diamond dots because of Allie. She told me about it. So that's made a difference. I could do more embellishing now. I could do a lot as opposed to just a tiny bit. So here's my 4th card. Very simple. And we're at 43 minutes, so I'm going to close out. I will decorate the inside and show it to you later when I show off all the cards. So we made 4 cards. This was the first one. And you just pop it out like that. It has writing space. You could add more stamping if you want and more embellishments, but I think this one looks really good just the way it is. And here was the second one, using the hexagon punch. And that one looks really cute with all the extras. And I did the pink dots this time. And here's the third one. Used up the rest of that square and threw in some extra strawberries. And then here's the last one. Just some strips, and had to piece this one together. So it worked out because I didn't have enough to do this card. And I'll do the insides and show them to you later. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy my 4 cards and have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like my videos. It helps me get my name out there. And if you want, I would love for you to pass it on to others. You know, push send, let other people see it, share it, okay? If you need any stamps, go to stampinup.com and look up Allison Clark, Nocona, Texas. I would love to help you. It's really up to you. These are great stamps. I love paper pumpkin. It's my favorite thing is paper pumpkin, by the way. But I love all the other stuff too. But I like the paper pumpkin because you get these certain amount of stuff and they say, Make these cards. No. Make other cards with it too. Bring in other stuff, retired stuff, stuff that has nothing to do with Stampin' Up. But most of this is Stampin' Up stuff. Like this came out of the kit. This came out of the kit. The stamps came out of the kit. All of this stuff came out. Stamps, that came out of the kit. That did. You know, and this, and this, and this came out of the kit. And of course the bumblebee came from something else, but the sentiment. And this came out of the kit. All of these pieces, all of this, you know, all these stamps was on here, all from the kit. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great evening. Bye.